Let's just get on with this. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Hey everyone, what is going on?
There we go. That's just playback. Mute your shit.
My bad. I'm trying to get used to this whole shebang.
It is a banger though. So, anyways, good evening everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Self-Lord Gamers Podcast, episode 164. I'm glad to see you all be here, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the playback or you're listening. Hey, we appreciate you, man. And of course, right across the table from me is none other than my co-host, Waluigi.
Aloha, back at it again. Still look good in camera, and I'm finally lonely. Except for the guy across me, but that's not important.
Absolutely. And next to him is none other than Butter Punch.
I'm extra lonely, chat. No, I'm kidding. What's up,
Damn,
guys?
that hurts me. Never mind. My bad, gangster.
Got to take the bullet for the team.
I gotta wonder, why does Waluigi look so dark in this shot?
I'm tall, dark, and
Bro, it's the melanin from outside, bro. You got all the extra daily vitamins.
I haven't gone outside all day. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He's been inside all day. The indoor melanin.
I had a day off, and I spent it as best as I could by cleaning and resting.
As you should.
Yeah, like as much as I do. I'm glad
I gave him more exposure. Like, compared to me, like over here, I just have a lot more lighting. But over there, he just seemed
I
like...
think it's just because the chandelier and the way our lighting looks, and
I think it's because the background is all of the dark panels, and you have like a white wall. So
yeah.
The computer's like, hey, I'm gonna put some light over here.
Yeah.
and then we got this guy.
But anyways, what's going on, y'all? Glad y'all here with us, and we got some very interesting topics to talk about tonight. So y'all want to, find your nearest beverage, get you some snacks, and be ready to, type in the chat. Type in the chat, because we got some topics that we're going to talk about, and give y'all some of our takes and our point of view on some of these topics and whatnot. But before we do, I do want to say that with the podcast, this is a special announcement I'm going to make. With the podcast, especially on Thursdays, the Thursday episodes are open to any guest, whether they're new or prior guest. Ooh. So if you've been on the podcast before and you want to come back on the podcast, especially for our Thursday episodes where we have numerous gaming topics that we talk about, and you want to come in on the discussion, by all means, you can come in on Thursdays here at Guildhall.
Hell yeah.
All you got to do is just let us know in advance. I would say 2 days in advance. So since we do this on Thursday, you got until Tuesday to let us know. So that way we can communicate with you, give you this the topics ahead of time, and then come Thursday you'll be caught up to speed on, all right, this is what we're going to talk about, this is what we're going to discuss. And you can feel free to share your views on it as well. And of course, as for those that don't know or used to know, that yes, you can call into the podcast as well with the number that you typically post. You just call here on the phone, call us, and if you have your takes, your point of views, or things that you want to ask us three hosts here, then you can definitely do that as well. So just to reiterate, because I know I'm like all over the place, on Thursdays we are open to having prior guests and new guests to be on the Thursday episodes. And of course, you can also call in on the podcast as well. If you don't feel like coming in, you can always call in on the podcast via the phone that we provide in the chat. And yeah, more opportunities for people to be a part of the Self-Lord Gamers Podcast, especially our Thursdays when we have lots of numerous topics to talk about, because there's a lot of gaming news happening throughout the entire week in the past 7 days. And even more stuff is still coming out. Like, before the podcast, like, we just saw the reveal trailer or a teaser for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. They're about to have Kenshiro in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves.
Oh, that's a whole different layer. We can watch the video afterwards. But
yeah,
for now, like, so many topics within a week Or like within a few days of us after just coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, where do we start first properly?
So we're gonna start first with the obvious Highguard.
Highguard.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So Highguard could be dead on arrival as gamers fear a flop is inbound.
Oh, 100%. That was from the Game Awards.
Yeah,
That was like one of the last couple games before Expedition 33 won.
yeah, like hey, here's an highly anticipated game for 2026 coming, and they showed us, and we're just like, what the hell are we watching? No, this is not something that we anticipated, and it's coming from former developers of Apex Legends and Titanfall 2. Like, we want Titanfall 3. Like, y'all could have just not do this.
Agreed.
I don't really know too much about this Highguard game, but it's not reassuring to hear like games can just die in like the same month that it comes out. Concord is a good example of that, and it's sad that profits have to be available and shown in that first month of a game, or else they shut it down with these live service games.
Let's see there's a disc on it.
Bro, the Concord disc might be like $50. It's just a nice wall decoration now.
At that point.
Anyways, the article goes on and says it was always going to be tough for Highguard to succeed after the anticlimactic reveal it experienced during December's The Game Awards ceremony. Many millions of viewers sat through hours of trailers and speeches to see what the final reveal would be, and then Highguard graced screens worldwide, falling somewhat flat and leaving gamers disappointed. Yeah, like me and Waluigi, we watched that trailer.
We're looking at each other like they really produced this when they could have just made a Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
Just to keep gamers happy. Then somehow just throw this in there later.
Yeah. Highguard is a new PvP shooter from former Apex Legends and Titanfall developers, and it's set to drop in just 3 weeks.
Oh.
Aside from the prestigious trailer spot at the Game Awards, almost nothing has been shown, revealed, or discussed regarding the game that many have dubbed Concord 2. Is Highguard going to be dead on arrival? The consensus isn't looking good. Highguard has already drawn negative impressions. Highguard took the most anticipated trailer spot at the Game Awards, but it might have blown back on Wildlight, the game's developer. It already has been labeled dead on arrival by many, owing to an almost complete lack of marketing, a slew of negative first impressions, and a mishandled reveal that didn't inspire much confidence. It was unexpected, but it's just another live service hero shooter that was too quickly compared to titles like Valorant, Overwatch, and yes, Concord, the ill-fated PlayStation shooter that was so bad it killed an entire studio.
Yeah, that has happened. That has canonically happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not too hopeful of it, but
I don't think we ever were.
yeah, but I don't know. It's the Titanfall people. I want them to cook if they can cook, but the people's reactions is so important at this point in the development cycle. Where if it hinges on like how it performs in those first few weeks, how it performs well or not, it really is the people. I think Battlefield's a good example of there was a lot of like good reception in the release of the game, and that promoted it to be a lot bigger as those days came by. I believe the numbers for Steam was like 100-something thousand in the first week, and then it just got more and more until maybe a month or two later. So I'm hoping that if this game is good as the developers wanted it to be, then it would be reflected by the audience. But if it doesn't get reflected well, it's just gonna die, and that's what's gonna happen. Tale as old as time.
I can agree with that.
Okay, Waluigi.
Yeah, you know how bad it was where Apex Legends got hacked to where they put messages across screen where Titanfall wanted to be made?
Yeah.
I love how they completely ignored that. They pushed it back into the closet like it never happened and just said, hey, Highguard seems new. You guys should play it. And also subscribe to our live service with battle passes. And like no one got the context of like the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm surprised some people clap, but I think they have no choice but to clap. It's a
Yeah.
requirement to being in such a big event like the Game Awards, but it is definitely going to be an interesting dead on arrival scene in a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I already know when the game comes out. I'm gonna try it day one and see how it is, because the fact that the trailer, yeah, it showed us what's happening and what's going on, but we need more information. And I think if I think years back ago, I think around 2018 when Apex Legends first dropped, like there was no trailers or anything of that matter anything of that matter when it comes to Apex Legends, like trying to promote the game. Like, hey, here's this upcoming battle royale hero shooter that's 3v3. When it came, it was just a breath of fresh air to the already existing battle royale market. So Apex did very well within the first 2 to 3 years, and then it just completely went to shit. That's just my opinion. And I understand some people be like, "Well, Apex got a lot better." They killed one. They ruined one of my favorite characters. So I say Apex
Not once,
is
but
shit.
twice.
No, just once.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Once is all it took for me to be like, yeah, I'm not playing this dog shit game anymore. But with Highguard, I'm thinking they're probably taking that same approach like how Apex Legends was years ago, to where they didn't show anything and then be like, boom, here you go. Here's the game. Try it, play it for yourself, then judge for yourself.
Here's the range. Good luck.
Yeah. But I think with Highguard, I think they're expecting that, but I don't think that is going to work out in their favor, because the fact that, now we see the game, we don't know nothing of the game.
It just looked like a movie where you have no context.
Yeah, and I want to know more. And as I said, I'm gonna try the game, but it doesn't inspire me to be like, is this gonna be another live service hero shooter game I'm gonna invest time into? Chances are no, but I'm willing to give it a shot to see if I'm gonna like it or not. That much, sure, but a lot of people are guesstimating that this game's gonna be dead on arrival, and I would have to agree.
I think it's a different perspective of how they wanted to go about this game. Because if we're going off of the Apex route where it was it kind of just dropped, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole different expectation and expectation and preparation from the audience. You know, if you drop it, people just have no choice but to play it and make their own opinions and make their own content and make their own promotion of whether if it's worth their time or not. If a company decides, hey, I'm gonna put this game in pub and do marketing for it, you're now having to convince me if I want to even invest any time or try this out. And for them to put it in the Game Awards is a huge investment of putting expectation upon us to as a viewer. We're having expectations now. They're now in a different conversation now because they went this route of promotion than just shadow dropping it or just leaving it like, oh, here's an announcement, it comes out next week. And I think this wasn't the most optimal way to go about it for this game, because we also have the history of, okay, this is the developers who did these games. So now there's these expectations also. So, might be a little weird on that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving on to our next topic, and that is Sega co-founder David Rosen dies aged 95.
That's impressive.
95 is a number.
Definitely.
It's a big number.
Sega co-founder David Rosen has died at the age of 95, making the loss one of the most influential figures in the history of the arcade and video game industry. Okay, stop that.
Curse you, Dextero.
Rosen played a central role in shaping Sega's early years and the rise of Japan's post-war arcade scene, helping lay the groundwork for the global games business that followed. Rosen passed away on December 25th, 2025, on Christmas in Los Angeles at the age of 95. His death was confirmed early January, with the industry publication Replay Magazine reporting that he was surrounded by family at the time of his passing.
Wow.
That is,
Heartbreaking.
yeah, that's a sad time. December is always a sad time for tragedy to happen.
It is, but at least it's in good terms.
In good terms, yeah. It was they were surrounded by loved ones, and I think that's still really sweet. But 95,
Yeah.
he lived a long and full life, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
My grandfather passed at 99. I was like, yo, couldn't have lasted like a couple more months. Just hit the triple digits. Let me put you on Twitter. You know? But no, lived a full life and left an impact for the whole world to live on. And I think that's so valuable, you know?
Yeah.
The arcade scene is so important for us here in America, and for it to be such a global sensation. He left a great mark for us, gamers.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was just looking at some history. Like, he's a co-founder who remained a director of the company until 1996. Instrumental in the birth of the rise of the video game business in Japan, and in the 80s and 90s oversaw the establishment of Sega of America and the huge success of the Mega Drive console. Like, this man knows game. He's the one who made it.
I don't know what the Mega Drive is. I'll be
One of those retro consoles in the 80s. I'd started probably in Japan. But like one of the original games he was involved with was Hang-On in 1985, and this is just from quick research, but you guys can look up like part of the history's done. But it is unfortunate that a piece of history has passed away, but that is a part of life, and the cycle will keep going.
Yeah. Sega right now is currently thriving, and they're doing very well. So
Yeah.
you know his legacy is going to live on.
It's not a downfall or anything. It's just a part of life.
Yeah.
Optimism.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Moving into our next topic is Wolfenstein 3 is in the works from Indiana Jones and the new Colossus developers,
Oh.
Machine Games.
Oh,
The team who was behind the franchise since The New Order returned for the threequel.
That sounds exciting.
that is insane.
Word is that Bethesda's Machine Games is working on Wolfenstein 3. The possibility of the game was mentioned in a post by Windows Central Jez Corden, and Kotaku can confirm it's true from our own sources. The Swedish developer, which most recently knocked it out of the park with 2024's Indiana Jones and The Great Circle, is returning to the Nazi blasting franchise for the first time since 2019 Wolfenstein Youngblood, which was cringy as fuck. It was
Yeah.
mad cringe.
It definitely was.
As Bethesda Softworks approaches its 40th anniversary, the company's first game was 1986 Gridiron for the Amiga and Atari ST.
Huh.
And with a Wolfenstein TV series in the works to follow Fallout on Amazon Prime, there's not really a better time to revive the long-loved series. And given Machine Games' previous success with the title, it seems like the right team to be doing it.
Dang.
That sounds exciting. I've heard good things from the Wolfenstein 1 and 2 games.
Yeah.
Not so much that co-op shooter. I heard that one was okay.
Yeah, which I was gonna get to right now. Youngblood was, in fairness, somewhat disappointing. Yeah, that shit was cringe.
Yeah.
With the two twin sisters, oh my, it was cringe. I was just like, I'm like, where are you? I'm like, what is this?
I guess they're experimenting, but it's a spin-off.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
It's just like it felt so weird because I played Wolfenstein: The New Order, the first one. It was so good from start to finish. The story was good. I loved it. The second one, gameplay good, but the story was going from serious to be like, okay, it's not going serious because there's some humor into it, like a lot of humor, and I was just like, okay, it was getting a bit weird, but I was like, I'm still following the story nonetheless. But then you had Youngblood, which I completely skipped because I was just like, no. I'm like, after 2, like I'm like half and half on it, but yeah, story wise, it's like, yeah, I'm no. Like y'all had it so good with the first one, The New Order. It was good, start to finish. Loved it, and yeah, I was just like, when it comes to Youngblood, like I saw like gameplay of it, and I was hoping there was like a demo so I could play the demo myself and give it a fair shake. But it just didn't interest me to be involved in trying to play the game for myself.
I still find it funny with all the Blazkowicz family in Wolfenstein. There's a descendant of them related to the Doom guy from 64. One of the Blazkowicz descendants, like a great-great-grandfather, which is super funny that nobody talks about.
Just slap some lore on there.
Yep, because they can. But that's
Because they can.
But that's at its finest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not surprising to see that hey, they're gonna make a Wolfenstein 3, so that means Youngblood is filler. I hope it stays filler. Like it's not canon. Please do not make it canon, and just go back to the serious tone that like Wolfenstein: The New Order was, because that was good. Like that's money right there.
It is.
So, hey, we're getting a new Wolfenstein game 3. Probably we won't see nothing of it until next year, 2027, or probably 2028 release.
We just need to do a trailer.
Yeah.
Not
Usually,
Highguard.
yeah.
No, yeah, I'm excited for it.
It does.
I
look
should probably play the first 2 before I get around that, so I'll add that
yeah.
to my list.
Same. I've been watching random clips of it, and now I'm foreshadowing. I'm like, I have to play this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. The single player is where it shines the best. There is no multiplayer for it, so
Who cares? You're killing Nazis and everything else.
if you really want a nice action first person shooter game, Wolfenstein is there.
All right.
Yes.
I dig it.
And going into our next topic, and this has been the talk lately, so we'll get into it. GTA 6 might not be content complete. Hard to say if it'll be delayed.
Wait, why are we not surprised about this?
Jazz.
This is like what, the 4th delay they had?
Too many.
The 3rd or the 4th?
I think you get one. You get one delay.
I think this is the second delay.
Okay.
This is the second delay. But at this point, it's like we're not even surprised anymore, because this is one of the most anticipated games throughout the entire games industry. And Rockstar is making this game out to be one of the biggest, because once this game drops, like, it's going to set another record. It's going to set a standard that you're going to see a lot of other gaming companies are going to start to do.
Yep.
Because the fact that you look at GTA 5 and you look at the success with that game, to the point where the online has made over $1 billion in microtransactions.
Yep.
They're the only ones that did that.
They're still making money.
Yeah. Still making money.
It's an endless loop.
So of course they're going to want to put a lot of bank and bet all their chips on GTA 6, because my guess is, before we read the article, my guess is that they don't want to repeat the mistakes of GTA 5 when that game came out, because when it came out for console, because PC players had to wait a year. When it came out on consoles, we didn't get GTA Online until a month later. So my guess is, because now we're in this age of crossplay between console and PC, they want to make sure that they get the story mode of GTA complete. Like, everything's working, there's nothing wrong, and then of course the online. And I'm guessing they're running into a lot of roadblocks with both, especially online, because you're going to have the PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. You're going to want them all in one ecosystem. Instead of separate, you're going to want them in all. If not, which I have a feeling they may be like, you know what, we're going to do PC separate away from consoles, but at least console players can crossplay with each other. That's where I feel like probably the reason why they're delaying, they're having some delaying problems.
I'm looking at the chat right now. With Stonefire saying delay till it's done, we're gonna charge $100 for it anyway. And then Daniel's like, we're never gonna see this game at this point.
Never gonna see the game.
I do agree. Like, we're all debating it's gonna be $100 game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it definitely is. And any game, once they give us the true release date of this game, every other game developer is gonna avoid that date. Like, avoid it at all costs.
100%.
Because they know that it's not gonna compete against GTA. Everyone's gonna get it.
Man.
A lot of people are going to schedule their work off, their day off from work to play this game, I know I will. I'll take at least 2 days off just to play it or whatnot, because why not? But I still have that feeling that they want to make sure that this game comes out in a working condition and the online is ready to go day one, because they already know people are going to come deep for this game.
Yeah.
I feel a little hesitant on that ideology that could happen, because we had GTA 5 have that scenario, right? And that was 2013, 2014. So it was an era of between, PS3, PS4, like online wasn't completely established as like this new sphere for gaming. But it was there, with the 360 and PS3, especially those years, like it became more available and common. Then we got Red Dead Redemption 2. From what I remember, we didn't get the online for that for another month also. And that one was still, a few years after GTA 5. So if I were to go off of what we have seen already, they're probably going to push it online thing for sure, if they decide to release it and then don't have the online capability. But I am a little cautious because this isn't like this. If I'm not mistaken, this is the third time they've mentioned a potential delay, but second delay already. Because we had the first one, then we missed the date on that, and then the second one was supposed to be this year, and then we didn't get that either. So now we're kind of waiting till sometime in 2026.
Yeah, because we were anticipating the game to come out in around May of this year, and then they pushed it to November, and I think they're gonna push that November date to possibly around 2027.
Yeah, and that would suck. But I kind of sit on the bank of, if you're delaying it that much, then I'm not hopeful for it anymore. Just because I use Cyberpunk as an example of like, if you get all this time to prepare and then the game comes out crap anyways, it's kind of like, all right, well, you're gonna fix it later because we already paid the money for it. This could happen here, and I'm just not really too hopeful for it, honestly. I like the game and I want it to succeed, but I'm just not hopeful.
Yeah, Waluigi.
Honestly, I have no faith. After the whole like union situation with Rockstar,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they have that's like getting covered up under the rug, or what's going to be happening within the next few months with Rockstar, because there's going to be some kind of allegation kicking in, or some kind of bit of chaos. But no one's going to know. I'm putting money on it. I don't know about you, Butters. I don't know about you, Silver, but I'm putting money on it for sure.
No, for sure. That was a conversation topic we had previously.
Yep.
So it's safe to say that conversation we had a few months ago about the union workers, like kind of having that union, this is an effect of that. Like this is the repercussions and consequences of Rockstar kind of sweeping that under the rug, and then we're just getting more articles of potential delays.
Okay.
So let's see what this article says.
Yeah, so I'm going to read the article for you guys. In the latest episode of Button Mash, Bloomberg's Jason Schreier spoke about GTA 6 development and where things stand. According to Schreier, the game still might not be content complete. The last I heard, it was still not content complete. That is to say people were still finishing things up, still finalizing levels and missions and seeing what is going to make it into the game. Schreier added that content complete usually comes after feature complete and before bug fixing. But even when it gets to the bug fixing stage, there are still things that people might want to try and get into the game. GTA 6 was originally scheduled for release in 2025. However, it was quickly pushed to May 2026.
It is the third time. I called it. I'm like, it can't be two.
Bro. Okay, so
May 26, and before being moved again to November 16, 2026. As far as the release date goes, Schreier said it's hard to say if the game will for sure hit the November release date.
Oh.
It's really hard to say right now, and I don't think anyone at Rockstar can tell you with 100% certainty that they will make it out in November, he said. While adding, he says it feels more real than that fall 2025 date or May 2026 date. People feel like this might be a little more solid. He says that Rockstar can't settle for anything less than perfection with the release of GTA 6. With that in mind, with the goal of releasing this fiscal year, they do have a bit of a buffer as the fiscal year doesn't end until March 31st. That's not to say that Rockstar is leaning towards a delay, but the option is always on the table if needed. And as everyone has seen, Rockstar isn't afraid to delay a game to make it right.
I mean, did they delay Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead 1 or GTA 4?
Everything moves smoothly.
I think we didn't really have this kind of delay issues from previous games, if I'm not mistaken.
I also think the demand for gaming back then, like with GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption 1,
It wasn't that crazy.
it wasn't that crazy and it wasn't that high because Rockstar at that time was still developing like their other titles for other games that they had, like LA Noire, Max Payne 3.
Manhunt many years ago.
Yeah, so
Midnight Club, I just got that the other day.
yeah, so they had like other titles that they were working on other than like Grand Theft Auto 4 at that time, and then of course 2013 we finally get Grand Theft Auto 5. So there was like a good amount of years before they started working on GTA 5. They gave us GTA 5 for the PS3 and Xbox 360, and then of course we had to wait for the PS4 and Xbox One version of those games for I think about maybe a year or two later.
It was like a year later, yeah.
Yeah, we got those versions of those games, and then PS5, X Series, GTA 5 for PS5.
They never delayed it.
Yeah.
They never delayed a remake for sure.
Yeah.
No,
so they kept it going because they knew that as I said, the online was their moneymaker. The game, the name of the game itself sells millions.
They'll do it for like a PS6.
But with the online, and of course the microtransactions with the shark cards and whatnot, and the craziness that people are having in the online world of Grand Theft Auto, it's endless to the point where hey, they even made $1 billion. So that is their baby. So they want to make sure that this, as I said, they want to make sure that this game comes out in working condition for everybody. So if they got to delay the game again, they're going to delay it again.
They'll do it as many times
Because they don't want to run into the habit that they did with with their previous titles where we're going to release the game, but we're going to have to delay a certain part of the game, like the online. They want to make sure that everybody gets it all up front at once. And PC players will not have to wait a year after console players.
real.
That would be great. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind if they released the online a little later because their single player content is so vast that you really could spend that whole month just investing yourself in that game.
True.
So I'm open-minded on that front because they ain't going to give you some kind of like 8-hour campaign and be like, all right, cool, online is coming out in a month. Imagine Call of Duty did that, bro. Like, hey, here's this 5-hour campaign, but give us like a month.
No one will make it alive.
No one will make it alive.
You ready for the next topic?
Absolutely. Our next topic, and it's going to be an interesting one, chat.
Oh.
All right, what is this?
PlayStation patents AI assist feature that can take over if you get stuck.
So, I don't mind reading this article as well since it's right in front of me, but
Go for it.
PlayStation exploring the possibility of letting an AI take over your game to help you if you're stuck. Patent documents filed by Sony shows plans to offer an in-game AI ghost that can demonstrate how to progress further, or alternatively, have your control fully taken over by AI in order to make progress for you. Thanks, bling bling. Intriguingly, Sony suggests that AI could be called upon anytime trained for the past game from past gameplay clips posted on YouTube and Twitch, as well as data gleaned from PlayStation Network. The idea is that AI would be able to detect what a player is doing and compare it to past successful examples, then offer solutions.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, I'm going to say this in the rudest way, but what the fuck is the point of playing a video game?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like this profound and anything like that, but I'll continue reading. Sony's patent positions this new generation of AI assistants as superior to previous examples seen as games previously, evoking one unnamed example that sounds similar to Nintendo's assist feature in some of the Mario 2D platformers. Some solutions have included the use of a character that a user can follow. Sony wrote in the patent, however, the character is usually a graphic image or outline image of a prior player that has played the game, and the user must follow the character watching the moves that occurred, including moves and interaction that is not relevant to the user's current gameplay scenarios. This is not, however, very useful for real-time assistance to a player that is encountering some difficulty with a specific scenario of gameplay or along the player's specific gameplay path. This is because the character does not know specifically what the player is playing or the context of the user's gameplay.
That's a little interesting.
It's
I don't know how I feel about using AI to potentially create like a way of you like helping you play the game, because my two issues for it is that, one, people already watch YouTube videos on like how to do stuff anyways. Like,
Yeah.
people are just gonna pull up the video and be like, how do I finish this section on like a 1990s video game that I don't know? Good example, people emulate Metal Gear Solid 1. No one would know against that boss fight. I forgot the
Psycho
character.
Mantis?
Psycho Mantis. If you didn't buy the physical game, you would not know that you needed to swap. Spoiler alert. You needed to swap your PlayStation port controller to the other controller, so that way Psycho Mantis wouldn't read your inputs and then you could fight the boss, right? But like, you wouldn't know that unless you had the physical game with the manual telling you those kind of things, right? So I'm saying that in this context, right, of we already have videos that would help you figure out how to play your game anyways. You don't really need this AI to do that. The only time I can see an example of it being used is when you're playing racing games and you're trying to beat your own score and you want to use that shadow feature of following the car to fix like your record time for that lap. It already does that if you've used your own like performance, where you try to beat your own performance, right? But that's like a feature that's in racing games. I don't know how this feature can be explored within other games. But maybe it could be an accessibility thing. I think Naughty Dog is a good example of like putting a lot of accessibility in their games. So maybe they could use it here, but I don't see the vision, in my personal opinion.
Okay. Waluigi?
So I understand like certain games required like some kind of help. Like if you played the old PlayStation 1 Spider-Man game, it had an already like program that helps you like go web slinging, pretending you're actually playing the game. That's perfectly understandable. But for this AI to literally hold your hand and say, hey, this is what you're going to do in this situation, that would piss me off.
Yeah, Lightning Kaio saying the same thing. Like, I don't want to be assisted at all. And then Pico saying, if I wanted to look up how to beat a game, I would look at YouTube videos or game facts. Like, we don't really need the AI to be doing this kind of thing for us.
Man, you know what I had back in my day? Cheatplanet.com.
Same.
Planet.com.
Same.
I'm sorry, I had to spare like a little bit of ball knowledge to some people that don't really know much about it, but back then you just had to use Internet Explorer before Opera existed. Wow, I sound unk as fuck anyways, but you would just look up the game and just a bunch of cheat codes people have made or like how-to guides.
Hell, I would get some friends over or like other people, siblings, and be like, "How do you solve this puzzle?" And you would brainstorm it like with either your friends or your siblings right in the room. Like, all right, this is how you're gonna like open this door, right? You need the sword key, but you can't get the sword key unless you get the shield key. But the shield key is next to that zombie. So how do we kill the zombie? Like stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know?
There's so many layers into a game that why just get more assistance online where you can just do it yourself or ask people and just look up the how-to tutorials. Or just play the game in general. It's like a whole different purpose of gaming.
Yeah.
Imagine VR helping you.
Yeah, this AI feature, I'm not hopeful. This whole direction of the AI.
Imagine fighting games.
I mean, we
I'm
already
sorry.
got a replay feature, and they're like, "Yo, you should totally duck that string."
I don't want to hear any kind of artificial intelligent voice of like Jay Wong or Tasty Steve or like St. Cola just saying, hey, you should have blocked that. I will be so
That's a 50-50. Just guess right.
That's not delicious, Tasty Steve. But pretty much, that just seems so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. But yeah, if you get that in a fighting game, your ass. Just do a replay and get the homies.
Oh, yeah, for real. Either
Okay,
get
that's
your
what
homies, YouTube videos. I have friends who, like, when I was trying to play Dark Souls, I wasn't really fucking with the whole.
See, I was gonna go there. I was gonna go there.
Yeah.
I was gonna go there.
And they're like,
I was gonna go there. Let me go there.
Oh, you take the mantle on that because I didn't get to finish any of them.
Let me take the mantle of that one because now that you said it, listen. I look at this shit as y'all motherfuckers just need to get good at games. Like, get good. Like, this shit would be very beneficial to game journalists that suck at soul games because the fact that they keep getting their ass clapped every single time. So of course PlayStation's gonna, patent this AI assist feature that can take over for the game, so that way game journalists can just sit back, let the AI just do everything, and then they can just make the review and be like, oh, this game isn't not that good or whatnot because now the AI is taking over everything. No, play the damn game. If you're gonna get your ass beat in a Souls game, get your ass beat and figure out what you need to do. It's not that hard. I've played all the Souls. I would say I've played almost most Souls games, and Dark Souls 1, I still haven't beat that game because difficult. Dark Souls 2, I finally beat. I beat that. That was my first Souls games that I ever beat, and I will say the biggest challenge is the hitboxes in that damn game because sometimes the shit just doesn't make sense. But when it works, yay. When it don't work, it's just like, what the fuck? Dark Souls 3, masterpiece. Bloodborne, masterpiece. Sekiro, masterpiece. Elden Ring, masterpiece. I'm currently playing Wu-Tang Fallen Feathers, and I'm at the final boss. And I ain't gonna lie, I was getting my ass cooked by some of these bosses. And the first thing I did, YouTube. And then it was like, oh, so that's how you cheese the boss? Okay, get this weapon, get this spell. Just repeat the process. And I was like, wow, that easy. You don't need AI, people. You don't need AI that can take over for you if you get stuck in a game. No. Usually the answer is like literally right there in front of you. And this is coming from a person that plays a lot of Souls games. And if I get stuck, I'll be like, all right, let me see what am I not doing right, because I'm trying to get from point A to point B. I can't get there. So what I need to do, all right, let me go back and let me see if I missed anything. Really? That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it rewarding. The fact that you get to see your mistakes and be like, all right, you know what? Let me go here, let me go there. And then when you finally overcome that boss or that obstacle, you feel a joy of relief. With something like an AI assist feature that can, take over your game if you get stuck in a part of a game, it pretty much defeats the purpose. Like, you're not going to have that feeling like, no, I literally sat there and watched the AI beat this hard ass boss for me, and you're like, yay, I beat this boss. Like, no, you didn't. You let the AI beat the boss for you. You didn't struggle. You weren't there like pressing the buttons and whatnot and misinputting, and then you get punished for it. You didn't struggle. You didn't get your ass beat. You literally just watched the AI just do the job for you.
You just bought the game.
I don't respect that. And I don't respect gamers who do that type of shit. Hell, currently on the PlayStation, it's not an AI feature, but there's a feature where you can turn it on to where you can get tips on, hey, this is what you need to do. Ew. But the game's not playing. The game isn't playing for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just giving you a tip. Like, you're supposed to go here or, do X, Y, and Z or something along the line. But it doesn't hold your hand. It just gives you like that notification, like you're supposed to do something around this part, and then you just go with it. But it's not playing the game for you. So I don't like this at all. It just means this feature is good for those who suck at Soul games, because I can see a lot of game journalists would love the hell out of this feature because they bitch a lot about Soul games because the fact that it's too hard, it's very punishing. No, you just need to get good. That's it.
Even Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. If you're gonna, just either get your friend or your cousin or your brother to like, hey, here's how you fight the boss, right? That's the age-old true method of what we did back in the day. But if we're gonna be doing that, where you just let the AI kind of take over a lot of these moments, right?
It's why these servers are
That's why these
right
data
now.
servers are screwing us all over, right? But the second thing is like, well, what's the difference between like, you know, watching the YouTube video, you know,
Yeah.
or like get your help that you need and then go from there. But my issue with this, right, is that this is like a subtle, helpful feature, right? But this is the starting point. What does that look like in the future? This could look like, I'm skeptical where this could be a thing where people are just going to use the assist more and more and more. And what turned into like, I got 10% help from the AI assistant becomes 20, becomes 40, becomes 50. And then people lose a part of what playing video games are. They're no longer taking that agency to play the game. They're handing it over to AI to play for them for either difficulty reasons or they just get bored. There's a issue with that in my perspective where it could be a slippery slope if this becomes enabled that you're just not playing the game anymore. You're losing either the difficulty of the game, which creates an experience for you.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing AI assistance in story games where you're taking away initiative from players with the emotional investment that you get from video games because you're the one who's making these decisions, not the AI. You give it to the AI, you're removing yourself from the game. You're no longer playing the game. And
The game is playing for you.
And then we play video games because we play the video games. And to do that, you're removing yourself from the equation. You might as well just go watch the whole video game on YouTube. That's my stance on that.
Oh, that's well said, bro.
Yeah, that's really well said.
I do want to show y'all like my YouTube video history. Like as you'll see here, like how to beat Feathery Ambition final boss. Like, yeah, that's what I do. I don't need the AI. I just find YouTube videos, be like, all right, how do I beat this boss? I watch the video, be like, all right, cool. That's what I got to do. Bet.
Real.
Simple.
YouTube Reels.
Just watch YouTube videos on, you know, how to beat certain bosses or how to overcome certain challenges. So that way you do it yourself.
It's more of an itself experience.
Right.
You really want a game to play itself for you?
No.
I wouldn't.
We all ask for help. You can ask help on YouTube. Hell, I got stuck on a boss on fucking Parasite Mutant, this indie game that came out. Well, not came out, the demo came out. It's supposed to be a successor to Parasite Eve for the OG heads. I never played it. But this looks cool. It's got a robot waifu on it. The final boss in that demo, they got this knockoff alien boss you got to fight. And that was easily one of the hardest bosses I ever had to fight in a while because I died like 10 times. And I had to learn, okay, how do I run without getting hit by all these attacks? And I had my friends in Discord just laughing at me. And then my homie Nightbreed's like, yo, dude, just run away, bro. Hit the corners. And I was like, of course you just fucking say that. You're just watching it. And then I do it. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe he's kind of spitting. My bad, bro. I fucking sat there and I was like, oh, cool. I just got to hit the corners when he does the move and I won't get hit. But that's the experience you get.
Yep.
And AI could take that away from you.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, I will say that since I play gacha games, there are games to where... All right, I'm just going to go ahead and just say it and whatnot. So that way, y'all just get the gist of it. Mm-hmm. So when I play games like Goddess of Victory, Nikke, or what's the other game? Brown Dust 2, don't judge me. Or Girls Frontline 2, Exilium. There's a feature where you can have you can automize your battle. Like you just tap this button, you just click this button, and the characters will just fight for you. Now, granted, I have to level up my characters. This is just so for that. I just do it that way so that way, one, I get my daily task out the way as quickly as possible. Instead of just manual, because sometimes trying to do it with your finger and moving here it kind of sucks. I ain't gonna lie. So it's lazy for me, but I have to put in more work, like physical work, to leveling up my character in all these gacha games. So yeah, the game plays for me when I just tap the auto feature, but when I'm getting cooked, it was like, all right, you know what? Let me untap the auto feature. I gotta take it over the controls because y'all fucking up. I leveled y'all up and y'all losing. I need to take over.
Yeah, you're basically what the AI is to the AI. You're the player taking over for them, and you're like, yeah, you're not cooking right now, bro. Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah. Because sometimes the AI won't get it right. And even with JRPG games, they do have like an auto battle feature as well, to where the characters will just fight on their own. But sometimes they'll get cooked and be like, all right, you know what? Redo this. I'm taking over. And sometimes you just do it just so that way, hey, it's a low-level enemy, and there's like a roster of low-level enemies. Instead of just sitting there and just going through all of them, auto feature.
Yeah, it's not really classified as artificial intelligence or anything. It's a game mechanic that's programmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a good example, and I think you would understand this metaphor, where an enemy is so low level that when you're running around in the open world, that when you attack them, you just do 3 hits and you don't even enter the turn-based stage battle of it. You just kill them in those 3 hits because they're that low level that it's not worth the time of battling it out because you know it's going to succeed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well said. Shall we go to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Moving on to the next one.
Former Battlefield lead is not sure why they set up for Bad Company 3.
What does that mean?
So, with Battlefield, they also have like a sub-series. Like you have the main series like Battlefield 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. But then there's like subcategories like Battlefield Heroes, Battlefield Play for Free, Battlefield Bad Company 1, 2, and now with this 3. And I wanted Battlefield Bad Company 3 because they left Battlefield Bad Company 2 off of a cliffhanger. So we don't know what happens after that. And fans of Battlefield, especially Bad Company 1 and 2, we want to know what's going to happen because of the character cast, you know, which were so relatable and they were fun. Think of it as Gears of War, but Battlefield. Yeah. So in 2010, Battlefield Bad Company 2 was released to an extremely positive reception. And this was also during the time when Modern Warfare 2 was at its peak.
Yes.
So this game, it didn't get its shine yet, but eventually it did. It did start winning a lot of people over that were just tired of Call of Duty, myself included. And we just grew to love the game so much that even the developers gave us even more additional content to the game.
That's pretty sweet.
So expanding on the first game in the sub-series that launched just 2 years earlier, it's still considered a fun favorite, and fans of the franchise have long been crying for a return to the series, but it's almost guaranteed that Bad Company 3 will never be a thing. And that sucks.
Oh, dang.
Recently, Bad Company 2's lead designer and writer David Goldfarb dropped a revelation on social media. He explained why Bad Company 2 ending with a cliffhanger that sets up Bad Company 3, a game that never saw the light of day. Bad Company 3 had a concept, but nothing more.
Damn.
David often shares development tidbits from his many years in the industry on social media. Most recently, he dove into the topic of Battlefield Bad Company 3, a game that never made it. If it were to be released today, it would likely have veteran Battlefield fans flocking back to the franchise in droves, but it's probably not going to happen. But once upon a time, a concept existed.
Huh.
Yeah, and it sucks because I loved Battlefield Bad Company 2 so much. Like, that was the game that drove myself and two of my other buddies. Like, we were heavy on Call of Duty, but we got so tired of it because, you know, bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
But, and then, you know, for me, this was during the time where I was like playing so many different types of shooters and whatnot, just because I was wanting like a different, unique experience. Because during that time when Bad Company 2 dropped, there were also so many other shooters that were trying to emulate Call of Duty. And it's like, this one game right here wasn't trying to emulate Call of Duty. It was trying to be its own thing. And that's what made me grew to love it so much, because it was its own thing. It was very unique. And I remember playing Bad Company 2, like the story mode. I loved it so much. And it's not like a short story mode. It's pretty long, but it's good because you're going over like snowy mountains. Then you have the desert. Then you have like an urban forest area. Like, the game takes you everywhere. And then you get connected with the cast of characters in Bad Company 2. And I was like, damn, man, I would love for them to do a Bad Company 3, but with this article that I just read, like it's not gonna happen. It was a concept that happened, and I'm not throwing shade to any of the other Battlefields games or whatnot, because I played the hell out of those as well, except 2042 and Battlefield 5. But Bad Company 2, that was peak greatness. Like even if you were to play it now, like you would enjoy it for what it is and what it brought. And during that time, like if you've played Battlefield Bad Company 2, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like that game was it was so good. Like it just offered a different level of immersion and a different experience compared to all the other shooters that were just pretty much trying to copy and emulate Call of Duty at that time.
I think it's great when games make their own space, right? Because then it develops this whole experience for the gamers that didn't want what Call of Duty was. I think a good example is Battlefield 6. This is a tale as old as time now, where people don't really like the new Call of Duty, but they're loving Battlefield 6 and what they got going on with that one.
Oh, yeah.
Slower paced gaming.
Yeah, so hopefully maybe it goes past just the concept stage. I love when there's a narrative that like people like latch onto, like it's like you saying Battlefield Company 2's story and their characters and being latched onto that narrative. I hope they can expand on that when or if they make Battlefield Company 3.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, then I understand, because the original team that made Bad Company 2, they're no longer together. So I completely understand. It's like, I don't want y'all to make Bad Company 3 if you don't have the original team there, because it's not going to have that love, that flavor that made us love Bad Company 2 so much.
Oh, something will go wrong if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to be very judgmental on it. Very judgmental.
Ready for the next one?
Yep.
Yep.
Switch 2's first holiday sales failed to match original console.
Damn.
New report reveals that the Nintendo Switch 2 failed to match the original console sales during the first holiday period. The Nintendo Switch 2 has been growing strong in sales since its release, helping boost hardware sales across multiple months. The new console also reached sales milestones of 10 million units in November 2025. However, it seems things have declined since then. Switch 2 sales fall over first holiday period. A report by the Game Business revealed that Switch 2 have slowed during the holiday period, with the change more evident in Western markets. The Switch 2 fell short by 35% in the United States when compared to the original Switch in the same period in 2017. The situation is somewhat similar in Europe, with sales of the new console 60% lower than those of the previous one in the same period in the UK. However, overall Switch 2 sales in the UK were 6% higher than Switch 1. A senior Nintendo employee revealed that the complicated economic landscape and the absence of a major Western game make it tough to compare the Switch to the original Switch. However, the team is happy with the overall performance. Moreover, sales were down in Japan during the holiday period as well, with the Switch 1 selling 1.39 million units during its first holiday period, and the Switch 2 selling 1.32 million. When taking the whole year into account in Japan, the Switch 2 sales were up 11% compared to the original consoles. In other news, here are the 9 biggest Switch and Switch 2 games releasing this year. Additionally, the PlayStation 5 beat the Switch 2 in the U.S. hardware sales in November 2025.
Okay. Yeah.
So my guess is pretty much there wasn't any game like worth purchasing the Switch 2 during the holiday season. That's what I'm guessing. Like there hasn't been a really big major title, like pretty much a Nintendo game that that's going to sell millions. That will force people to buy a Switch 2.
I don't think there was a game that made me feel like there was that, besides Metroid, but we saw how that went.
Yeah, but I am going to give the Switch 2 some leeway, because the fact that it hasn't even hit its first year being completely out. So this is its first year as a brand new console being out, and I'm gonna give it some leeway because there hasn't been a game worth getting a Switch 2 for. Usually that's going to be like, when's the next Smash Bros game? Because you already know that is going to make Switch 2 sales. Like, announce the next Smash game because you already know that's $1 million seller right there, easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on the same website looking at the 9 biggest games. So if you look at the link, so you can just show the chat the 9
This one?
biggest Switch. Yeah, you can quickly scroll down it because they talk about new games such as Mario Tennis Fever. So we got another Mario game coming out. Then if you go down, you got the Pokemon Pokopia, which is going to be the Animal Crossing variation of Pokemon. Something that I'm shocked they've now started doing out of over how long again? 30, 40 years?
Yeah.
The Dust Bloods, which is like the Souls-like game that's coming for the Switch.
What
Yeah,
everybody thought was
Bloodborne 2.
Bloodborne 2. They got
I think that is definitely gonna help move some Switch 2 sales
It will.
because a lot of the Souls people are gonna want to play this game.
Or just horror fanatics. And then you have Yoshi in a mysterious book. So if you don't care about Mario but you love Yoshi, here you are. Anyways, then next you have. I love how there's always a new Fire Emblem and nobody really bats an eye about it.
because peak is peak, bro.
No, like
It's a $1 million seller.
it's $1 million seller, but no one's going to really talk about it. That's the funny thing. Then you have the remake of Animal Crossing's New Horizon.
Bro.
It's been like 7 years since the last one was released. Then you have Super Mario Brothers Wonder Switch 2 edition. So you got a remake that's also an extension called Meetup in Bella Bell Park, which is mini games.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't have to have this long ass name, but that's okay. But the biggest one is something called Reanimal, and that looks so cursed. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's by the people who did Little Nightmares.
Yes,
That's peak.
that's what I was reading. So it's probably gonna be a mix of that or some kind of franchise. But I love how Requiem is also gonna be in there.
Yeah, baby. I love that shit, bro.
Imagine just grabbing like both joysticks and you're just running.
I mean, Requiem is gonna be on all the other consoles.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much.
So I don't think it's going to be that one game that's gonna
No, but it's
move
not.
sales for the Switch 2.
It ain't. It's for people that can't get another console or a PC.
Yeah.
I'm very much on the my 2 cents on the situation is that also to answer back Pico, yeah, late 2000s to 2010s was an era for FPS games. I loved that era. That's a great time.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. But to go back on that, yeah, I think it's just that what Nintendo does is that they innovate in somewhere in the hardware space, right? You had the GameCube where you had this portable device that you could take everywhere with you, and it had all the Sega games and stuff like that. This was the era of like we were now hitting the big 3 in consoles. Then we had the Nintendo Wii, which was like really weird because it was not just like a regular console; it was like a hand motion controller. Then we had what was it called? The Switch U too?
Wii U.
The
Wii U.
Wii.
Wii U. They were innovating on that department, but that didn't really succeed as much, right?
It was popular, but meh.
Yeah, it was very
The
meh.
marketing wasn't good for the Switch 2.
Yeah, and then we got the Switch, and at this point, right, we didn't have handhelds like be a console. Like
Yeah.
a handheld console wasn't a thing.
No.
You had handhelds, and they could play games, but the closest we ever got was like the Vita and the PSP, where the PSP was like a portable PS2 or PS 1.5, depending who you ask, right? So that was like the initiation of having console-like experiences on the go. Then we had the Vita, which was trying to emulate PS3 games, especially with Uncharted, Killzone, and stuff like that. Switch was like trying to be I'm taking our console experience and putting it on the handheld, and that was innovative. That was like
Yeah.
that was blowing everybody's mind that we were getting this level of quality of console games to this Nintendo platform. So I see why that was so successful then, but now in 2026, that's no longer the case. We have a bunch of handhelds that exist here that can provide the console experience now. You're no longer innovating. You're just improving on what you had previously. And
What's also
Nintendo's
funnier about it is most of them are like emulators you can get cheaply off of Amazon.
yeah, we have PC handheld emulators that go for $200, like the Anion.
Yep.
You also have the Xbox ROG Ally that's letting you get your Xbox games on the handheld. Now there's the PlayStation handheld controller. Like they're doing a second iteration of a console with no innovation. Basically, they're just adding on what they had previously. So I could see that being a reason as why this console isn't popping off as much in this fiscal year. It might pop off later. But the idea of Nintendo is that there was innovation. This isn't really too much innovation. It's just a upgrade. It's an upgrade.
Okay. Waluigi?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what Butters says, but nowadays we're still talking about emulation pirating and everything else for newer consoles. It's like
Whenever it comes to Nintendo.
the cycle does not end no matter what.
Cycle doesn't end.
We talked about this like the last time, like emulation and in general of everything else, you can find more ways to game now. With these sales dropping and everything else and all these upcoming games, someone's going to find a way to pirate it on PC as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's it's gonna get emulated. They're just no longer one of the innovated or first people in this space of gaming.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. There's so many other competitors in that same space now.
Yep.
Just
Most of them are from China.
yeah. So it's probably not gonna pop. It might. Who knows? But that's our 2 cents on why it probably isn't popping as much as the first one.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like give the Switch 2 some time. Give it some years. Let's see the games, like their exclusive games that they show for it and whatnot. Because as I said before, all they have to do is announce a new Smash game and they're making millions, hand over fist. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is easy $10 million seller right there.
Real.
So all we have to do is just wait for Nintendo's banger IPs. They make a brand new Legend of Zelda game, that is going to make millions. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to get people to buy a Switch 2. So all Nintendo has to focus on is their IPs that they know is going to sell a lot and it's going to force people to buy a Switch 2. And then, of course, start making your games for the Switch 2 to a point where, hey, you can't play this Switch 2 game on the Switch 1.
Oh yeah, cross console stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of like how we have games that are like PS5 and PS4. Like if you want to have people to buy your latest console, your brand new console instead of last gen, start making games for your new console rather than your last console. So that way people are forced to buying your new console to play this new game.
That's real.
Yeah, Nintendo's the only one where they keep all their exclusives usually. So you got to make a game that's worthwhile, and people will buy the console.
Yeah, like I'm fine if it's backwards compatible. Like that is always a must-have feature to where I have the latest console, and I can still play my earlier titles.
Well
said.
PlayStation, do something with the PS3.
Quick.
None of that streaming crap, okay? Like,
Yeah.
get that shit out of the window.
Don't mention AI.
Next thing you know, you're gonna play my PS3 games.
So what do we got next?
I think that's about it on the list.
Oh yeah, we also got that one thing Butter wanted to show us. So
Yippee! I kind of want to show this because
I was laughing when we saw this in the group chat.
I wanted to put this on because this is like somewhat FGC related, but
It's been a while. There's two things FGC related besides FAT. So we got the trailer for Street Fighter 6, and then we got a random like quick video from Fatal Fury.
pull it up.
But both are pretty good.
Okay, let me. That one. Was that the only one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was it.
Oh, yeah. We could just look up the trailers then on YouTube if you want to go for the other stuff. But wanted to bring this one up. We got a new local in Orlando. I find this really interesting. Is the audio running through for us, or is it just the audience?
I think it's just for the audience.
Cool.
Well-
We'll fill it in, guys.
Wait. I can play it through.
Oh,
So they'll hear it. The people will hear it. We won't hear it.
Oh, that's all good.
That's fine. For those who don't know this guy's Hungry Box, he cooked a guy while in tears, and that's still the funniest thing I've seen a person do.
So he's a pretty big Smash player, right? So he is working with this venue to provide weeklies in their venue. Arcade
Time.
Knockout is it called?
Arcade Time is the arcade.
Arcade Time Knockout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcade Time Knockout. So, like they have this venue, like this is their thing. They have like a 24-hour bar. They have an arcade, so that's cool. But he is working with them to host weeklies. I'm probably talking over him,
Man, who cares?
but yeah, they're trying to host $1,000 weeklies for their Smash tournaments. They also have a beginners bracket and a I guess professional bracket. They phrased it.
Damn,
I
that's
could
a
be
lot of food.
No, the food looks kind of banger. I ain't gonna lie. But no, yeah, dude. Like, I like the idea of like hosting locals at a spot like this. But $1,000 every week for a weekly.
Yeah, and since you have Hungry Box putting his name on it, most likely you already know he's gonna be there. So let me pause it real quick, so that way people can see this. So the kickoff event, January 12th at 7 p.m. $10 tournament entry, all you can eat, all you can game. $1,000 in prizes. First place gets $500. Second place gets $250. Third place gets $150, and then $100. I don't.
Yeah, I can't see that part.
I'm guessing fourth place,
Either fourth place or the rest of the top 8.
but that's hilarious.
I mean, if I do the math correctly,
500, 750. I'm sorry, my math is not mathing, and don't judge me.
500,
So
750,
$900 is
900, 1,000. So okay,
Yeah, it's all evened out.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
all
evened
even.
out.
So top threes, making something good.
Yeah, they're coming out with some money, and this
Yeah.
is a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Which is horrendous.
So with something like this, and since I used to run Smash tournaments, honestly, this is a good thing, and this is gonna attract a lot of players. Like you're talking a stacked bracket, like
Stacked.
Every week.
yeah, every week. Like you're going to have, I would say, at minimum 64 people, minimum, and I'm being generous with that. Like 60 to 64 people, minimum.
Yeah, and this is on a January 12th. This is on a Monday. So like
Wait, Monday?
this is on a Monday,
Monday.
7 p.m.
This is for the unemployed.
If I'm not mistaken, this is January. Yeah, this is for the unemployed. This is not no Saturday. This is not no Friday night. Like, oh, let me clock out early. This is on a Monday.
Okay, if it's on a Monday, okay,
So low key,
50 minimum. I'm gonna say 50 minimum.
you're gonna have the young crowd, and then you're probably gonna get all of the UCF kids.
Yeah.
All of the Orlando University kids.
You're gonna
pulling
get
up.
you're gonna get all the people that used to play Smash and be like, you know what, I'm gonna pull up to this because Hungry Box is gonna be there, and if this is just with Smash Ultimate, they're gonna eventually ask for Smash Melee, and now you're gonna have even more people show up.
Oh,
Oh
my
yeah.
God.
This is smart strategy.
So regardless, for $1,000, the venue's still gonna get its money back,
Oh yeah,
or whoever's
they're
funding
gonna
it.
they're gonna make their money off of the people that are showing up.
Streams.
Well,
Well, not really.
not really with the streams, but I would say people coming out and food.
Yeah.
Two big things right there. Two big things. Money, the people, the participants, and food sales. They're gonna make their money back with that.
Yeah. Payment, food, alcohol.
yeah.
And the fact that Hungry Box is going to be there, that means
Yeah, it's a big name. It's a big name.
Imagine you just charge us for a picture. I'll cry laughing.
Bruh. But no, I like that there's more locals. I support that. I'm just wondering how $1,000 on a weekly basis looks financially. Like, if he's got the bread, he's got the bread. Like, I ain't even
Yeah.
gonna front,
Like-
because I don't shit. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
no. This is to me. This is a good thing because
It's a positive.
granted it's on a Monday, and
But-
yeah, so that means anyone that's local to Orlando or local to the area, they're gonna pull up. If they were to put this on a Saturday, you're gonna get almost all of Florida to pull up.
100%.
Outside of Florida too.
Yeah.
Which is even funnier.
No,
Like
yeah.
people are gonna make the drive.
Like people from Georgia will come down south.
yeah.
They'll come down south. Yeah, they'll take like a 3-hour drive, pull up, and they're like, "Yo,
Go 0-2
hands.
and be like, you know what? I had a good time.
and
We
they're
hope.
like, I'll come out next week. So yeah, I just wanted to shout that out. I guess more locals the better, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. We'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna be watching the stream Monday.
Yeah, because the fact that Smash has been going on since 2018, and now with something like this is definitely a revitalization for the Orlando scene. So that way they can that's going to encourage a lot of them to want to show up and pull up and come out and play. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. And then of course, I would also say if there's like a school break for like that week, yeah, people will definitely pull up.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I can't wait to see all the kids just get traumatized. we're about to watch some good old fashioned.
And it's at 7:00, so you already know that bracket is going to be hella stacked.
Unless it's a school night for some people.
It's going to be a school night for a lot of people. Be like, listen, I'm in grand finals and I got to be up in about 6 or 5 hours for school. Fuck it. We ball.
I got a paper due? Nah, smash.
Yeah.
It's getting smashed.
Like, listen, I'm in grand finals right now. It's last thought. I need to beat this guy, get this $500. And if I fail, it's like, I don't care. I got the $500 from the local.
Now if we see a
Heck
consistent winner, you know there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I don't know which one I said. Like the unemployed are going to show up. Yeah.
Me.
The unemployed.
Yeah. The unemployed. are
I'm
gonna
employed, but I'm not showing up. I don't even play Smash.
Yeah. Bam.
It's grand.
That's what I want to say for that. Did we want to show the trailers for Fatal Fury and Street Fighter?
Nah.
Nah, we'll let the people go for
Yeah.
that one
Yeah.
then.
So pretty much no spoilers. Just look up the Street Fighter trailer in the City of Wolves, and we'd like to hear your reactions later on. Or if you see something, DM us, or just think about it.
Yeah, bring it up in our future reels, our future TikToks, or if you're on YouTube, just put it on a comment. We'd love to hear your take on that.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm hyped. I saw the trailers before this. I got so hyped.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna start closing it out.
Definitely. Hey, I appreciate y'all for watching and tuning in. For those watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button on y'all way out. Thank y'all for watching and being a part of this episode with us. We greatly appreciate y'all. A lot of topics we went over today. A lot of news happening, and who knows what's gonna happen in the next 7 days. So, with that being said, we don't have a guest episode on Sunday. So,
I thought we did. The 11th.
is it?
Yeah. We have a guest the 11th.
Oh, okay. All right, we got a guest on the 11th, so we'll be back here on Sunday with our guest.
Just say it. I just saved us.
Comment's about to be like, so are you sure?
But yeah, this episode was fun. A lot of great episodes. Remember, if you use PlayStation AI, you are part of the problem.
Yeah.
Not being toxic. Okay, a little bit. Looking forward to seeing how Hunger Bucks' event is going to be going for now on for a weekly coming out. And that's pretty much it.
Definitely. And y'all continue to play your games, all right? Make playing new games your New Year's resolution. Like,
Hell yeah.
play as many different games as you want. Have many different unique experiences. Like, expand your gaming experience.
Expand the palette.
Yeah, don't just settle for what you're comfortable with. Just try new games. Hit up the demo section. Just try some new stuff. But other than that, as I said earlier, the podcast Thursday night episodes are open to all. Meaning, if you want to join us in our game topics discussion, you're more than welcome to. Just let us know 2 days in advance. And then, of course, you can also call in to the podcast as well. I got the phone number pinned in the YouTube comment section, so you can definitely call in and chat with us about any of the topics that we're talking about. And we'd love to hear from y'all. So that's going to be a permanent thing for our Thursday night episodes, is where you can either call in or you can join us. And if you want to join us, you don't have to be... You could be either a new guest or a former guest. Like,
Yes.
you've been on before, you can definitely come on our Thursday night episodes where we talk about gaming topics and things like that.
Yeah, we'd like to hear your input. We'd like to hear every interaction. You guys are important to us.
Absolutely. And with that being said, this has been episode 164 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. We are signing off. Peace.
Ah, my ears. That was way too dramatic even for me.
That's fire.
Oh my god.